What is up, y'all? We are live on
We're live
Facebook and
on
Instagram. This was the live we were supposed to do last week, and it was like already in the thing. So I don't even know if I'm assuming we're live on YouTube and Facebook.
It says hi there.
Yeah, I don't know if that was from this week or last week. TM, are you
Oh.
here now or is this last week? Let me know because I'm curious. But
Hello, everyone.
yeah. So we were going to do a live last week about prioritizing your own personal health and wellness as a mother of a toddler.
As a parent of
As
a
a
baby
parent.
or toddler.
And then we couldn't do that last week because right as I was jumping on the live, all of our fire alarms went off and we started flooding in the back room because we had busted pipes due to the freeze. So we are now doing that live this week.
Yep. Here now, but that was last week. Gotcha.
All right. Raji.
No. Greg says, "What's up, Rigel?" He's crazy over there. He's just running amok. Hey yo.
Hey.
All right. So we're gonna talk a little bit about prioritizing your health as a parent of a baby or toddler. I'm going to say first and foremost that I almost feel like a fraud talking about this because I don't always do the best job. So,
Rigel, stop doing that, please.
I'm going to do my best to share with you guys things that I have done, things that I wish I would do, and let you know, first of all, that I am not a perfect parent, obviously, and there's many areas where I fail even myself. So, failed myself, not
Rigel.
You get what I mean.
Rigel.
So
I'm gonna be on kid duty while Crystal's talking.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, so we talk about prioritizing your health. So really, a lot of what we are going to be talking about is your workouts, your fitness, your nutrition, just really zoning into yourself as well as being a parent. So I am one of those parents who does not like to take advantage of any sort of child care type thing. I've never really done that. I've just been the person who wants to take care of my child full time. Obviously, I need some breaks here and there, and that's where Robert comes in. Can he have that chalkboard one? Is that going to be okay on that board?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that if you are pregnant or in the very beginning stages of babyhood, there is every month, week / day is going to be different from the last one. I feel like there's so much adjusting that you have to do. And I had it in my head that like, oh, I'm going to do it this way. And it's going to be awesome that way. And like, as soon as I get down my routine, something about Rigel changes. And then we have to completely do our routine all over again. And I would get really frustrated at first because I'm like, how do I prioritize myself? How do I do these things? When my kid's constantly changing, he has the little pen thing. When my kid's constantly changing things, and it's frustrating, and then I finally surrendered to it and recognized that it's gonna be ever evolving. It's gonna be forever changing, and that we just have to give into that. So that's really what I've done. There's been seasons where I have prepped for a powerlifting competition, and I did a powerlifting competition, and it was amazing. And then there's been periods of time where we were traveling for Robert's competitions, and I literally didn't train for 2 weeks at a time. And that's me prioritizing Robert as my husband and Rigel as my child, because we're traveling, we're doing so much. He needed some stability, and Robert really needed to be able to focus and zone in. So there was different reasons for things. But I would say, like, I've always been focused on one or the other primarily. And I think a huge thing as a parent to a young one is making sure that your mental health is on point. And in order to have really good mental health, you're going to need to get in some movement, some outside time, and some nutrition. And I just recently have been really struggling with trying to balance it all and trying to figure it out. And I feel like I have really high days and I have really down days. And my really down days, I look at what I'm doing. I'm like, did I eat well today? Did I work out today? Did I get outside today? And most of those days, it's going to be a no. Like something is lacking in that mix. So I think right now, like I'm trying to just like get myself together enough to say a 20-minute workout is fine. A tracking my nutrition. And my biggest thing right now is I've focused on the early hours of the day. I have my breakfast. Like that is the biggest meal of my day. It's like 1,000+ calories. So I make sure to have breakfast every single day. I make my breakfast and Rigel's breakfast, and we just sit down together and we eat it. That's a priority for me every single day. And now I'm trying to mix in the workout aspect of things and saying like 20 minutes is okay. And Rigel does it with me. I was working out in our gym at the warehouse, but it kind of started to get a little bit unsafe for Rigel. He's just
a terror right now.
Yeah, he's into everything. I'm really afraid that he's gonna like something's gonna fall
Rigel.
on him. So I just feel really uncomfortable with him in our warehouse gym right now. So I've chosen, actually, Robert's so sweet and bought me an adjustable dumbbell set. He bought a new bench and everything. So I have a setup at the house. So I'm using dumbbells for my workouts. And if I get 20 minutes in, great. If I get an hour in, great.
Did you work out today?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Rigel joins me and he has his little 1-pound dumbbells and it's the cutest freaking thing ever. It's like so cute. I actually videoed him today. And I can see that like I am setting an example for him. And even today, like we just danced. Like we danced around the living room, we jumped, we like did all these different things. I'm like, we're gonna say this is a little bit of cardio because like my heart did get pumping, but he had so much fun. And that's the point I'm at right now. It's like another evolving point. So I think that's just like my 2 cents is like focus your energy nutrition wise on one thing. Like that's what's worked really well for me. Mine is breakfast. I always have breakfast. It's always a really good meal. It's nutrient dense, all the things. So I always have that really good meal. And then I will eat through the rest of the day, but I know that I have that really good meal to start the day. And then making sure to get in a workout, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour or whatever, like that's going to change your mood and your attitude for the rest of the day. And then one other thing that I will say that has helped a ton as the primary caretaker of Rigel, it can be exhausting at times. And something that has been really beneficial for me lately is taking a 30-minute bath. I literally set a timer for myself, like 20 or 30 minutes. I'd say most days, most weekdays. And Robert and Rigel just like read books and hang out and just have like a little bit of chill time in the evening together. And I go take a bath for 20 or 30 minutes. And I will tell you that that has saved my mental well-being so much because it allows me to have that downtime, that time to myself, whether I read my Bible or I scroll on Instagram or I just sit there in silence. Like it feels so good to have that. So that's kind of what I've done to kind of take care of myself. And there's been a lot of highs and lows. There's been a lot of like really good times, really bad times, and like times where I feel like I'm prioritizing myself and times where I feel like I'm not. And the wonderful thing is I do have a husband who supports me and wants those things for me. And I think it's really hard when you don't have a partner in general or have a partner who supports you in those ways. So that's that. Really grateful to have you.
Thanks, baby. I feel very grateful as well because Crystal pretty much rocks and rolls with Rigel all day long. Like my schedule hasn't changed too drastically since having him. I wake up crazy early anyways. Like I wake up at 3 o'clock and I get a lot of my creative work done and I train. Like I'm pretty much done all the necessities of the day before they ever even wake up, which is nice. But the fact that she was, taking on all the responsibilities while I was in my prep and I could focus on that was key. And the fact that she's like, we have an interesting relationship in that I'm the breadwinner of the family, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
fair
about where it
statement.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I do make a little money, like myself, and I have like things that I enjoy doing. But Robert is like the financial,
yeah,
more
like
of the financial
I'm the
bringer inner.
entrepreneur. Like when we first met, that was kind of understood at the beginning too. Like she wanted to be at home, focus on being a mom, being a parent, raising animals, homesteading. And I'm like, I love business. I love entrepreneurship. I love accounting, finance, marketing, brand building. So like we just kind of leaned into our strengths and interest.
We definitely knew that about each other from the get go.
Yeah, like there was no confusion there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of overlap. Like she's taken on a lot more business entrepreneurial roles. I've obviously taken on a lot more parenting roles as we've had Rigel, and a
He
lot
did
more
always want
homesteading.
kids, though. Let me
Yeah,
just say
yeah.
that.
I've always wanted kids. But we've just been able to kind of lean into each other's strong suits, which is good because it's like we live in this woke society right now where it's like not cool to talk about, or it's um, frowned upon, I guess, when you live a more traditional setting of like the mother stays home, takes care of the kid, and the father goes to work, and that's like frowned upon. And I guess in some ways, if it's not a healthy relationship, then that's not a good thing. But for us, it works really well. I'm the head of the house. Crystal's the neck. She turns the head wherever she wants to.
That's really good.
So yeah, there's that. But yeah, our dynamic as a couple, as a married couple, as a spouse, and as parents has worked really well because she's been able to just lean into doing all the parenting things at home. I've been able to lean into supporting the family at the business. And as Rigel grows, I'll be able to get more involved with him with the things that I do well anyways. Like a lot of the physical homesteading stuff, like a lot of the business stuff. Like I'm gonna have Rigel up at the compound a lot more as he gets older so that he can sweep the floors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, put him on the
Did you know
payroll.
that? Yeah, put him on payroll there.
He's going to be a baby model for the Live Savage Apparel, and he'll be on the payroll for that for sure. So yeah, I think that's been a really good dynamic with us.
Yeah.
Let me get through some of these.
We got Jen Winkler says, "What's up, Savage fam?
What supplements do you use for sleep on keto? Having a hard time falling asleep? Are you waking up feeling rested, or are you waking up feeling tired? It's not abnormal to get less quantity sleep once you switch over to keto, as long as the quality of sleep is still there. I don't get much quantity sleep, but the quality of my sleep is pretty good. As far as supplementation goes, I honestly don't really take anything for sleep specifically. I've played around with melatonin. I don't really do melatonin. But one thing I do is you're getting brick all over everything, buddy. Is I make sure that I return to a parasympathetic state and kind of like bookend my day with relaxation at the end of the day so that I can fall asleep easily. And that is really important. Like a lot of people know that sleep is important, but they don't set up structures and routines to optimize sleep. So not looking at screens, winding down, having dinner together as a family, listening to relaxing music, having blackout curtains in your room, wearing a sleep mask, turning down the thermostat so you've got thermoregulation as you sleep, using earplugs while you're sleeping, mouth taping, all of these things I would put as a priority above supplementation and kind of use that as a last resort.
He's a good dude. I think you're probably talking about Rigel.
It might be publicly frowned upon, but it's still most people's dream life. Yeah, it works really good for us. Like I have no complaints.
I feel like, okay, truly, I believe that it is built in our biology. Like it is, and there are people that aren't that. There are women who prefer to work or prefer to be
their dads that are stay-at-home dads.
Or whatever. You want to hold him for a second? A lady boss or whatever. Yeah, there's dads that want to be stay-at-home dads. There's, there is a mixture, but I think built in us and why things have always been that way, even like hunter-gatherer type mentality, is women are more nurturers and men are more, what is the other word?
I would say protectors, providers.
Yeah, protector, yeah, exactly. And it's not that women can't, but I will tell you that probably some of my biggest struggles have stemmed from trying to do too much, trying to keep up the house by myself, trying to keep up with Rigel by myself, trying to keep up with business, trying to keep up with everything that's going on with Keto Brick, trying to keep up with all the appointments. It's like you can only handle so much. And I feel like right now it's like, boss, babe, moms are awesome. Moms do everything. I can also own a business. I can also do this. And some people freaking can. I am not one of those people that can. Like, obviously, we're going to own our businesses and things like that. But I'm so grateful to have someone else as a partner who can like take on that huge role, and we can still rely on each other. Like, we still talk about business stuff. So we still make decisions together, but he takes on a huge role of that. Same thing with Rigel. I will make the appointments, or I will decide like, this is the way that I want to train him in this. This is the way that I want to discipline. And we talk about those things. We make those decisions together, but I'm the one that usually implements those things. So I really think that it is built inside of us.
It for sure is. Like, you can't even argue that.
Yeah,
like,
who is it? What's his name? Peterson.
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. A lot of people think like, oh, Crystal would hate, like they told Robert that, like, oh, Crystal would hate him. And I'm like, I really like him a lot. I really like what he has to say, especially about that kind of stuff. It just makes a lot of sense to me. And I definitely feel like one of those women, and not everyone is, like I said, but I don't know.
Megan, he says, got some bricks today. Thanks as always. Thank you, Megan. Hope you love them.
Down.
Michael says, my power lifts have been getting heavy. How much time do I want to give my central nervous system to recovery? Is there a recommended time between PRs on big lifts, bench, dead, etc.? P.S. Is he eating a brick? He is eating a brick. He's always eating a brick. So as far as CNS, central nervous system recovery goes between big lifts, most of the science suggests 48 hours is ample. You may still be sore after 48 hours has passed, but you should be recovered enough to do that same lift without any crazy adverse responses or shunting of growth and recovery after 48 hours. What's up, buddy? Definitely feel trying to do everything myself.
Yes.
You just grab your
I
nose?
just like totally grabbed my like windpipe. Hey.
Yeah, it's that's why like I'm a big fan of this whole tensegrity model that the Live Savage, principles are built on. Like, a lot of people that are trying to do things, lots of things that are in competing arenas or pillars that don't complement each other well, that you're just pissing into the wind, as the saying goes. Like, you need to find ways to integrate things into your life that are symbiotic in nature so that everything builds upon the whole, as opposed to distracts from the overall goal.
You need your own chair. You're a wiggle butt.
Amy Brisk says, I love your point of suggesting 30 minutes for us mamas.
Yep. I mean, really, like, Robert and I have always been into, I'm guessing you're talking about the workouts. Always been big into lifting and stuff like that. And obviously I still am. And, we want more children and things like that. And just the way that I treated my body with Rigel during, before pregnancy, during pregnancy, after, I want to be able to treat myself and my body the same way with future children as I did with him. And, it does look a little different these days. The intensity of 30 minutes can be strong. Like, you can have a strong intensity workout. You can definitely break a sweat and do all the things in 30 minutes. And it doesn't have to kill you, like, it is a season too. Like, your kids are going to get a little bit older. They're going to grow. They're going to recognize, oh, mom's working out right now. Let me do it with her. Or mom's working out right now. I'm going to go play with this toy. And right now, Rigel's not in that phase. Like, he's in the phase of like, I want to do everything with you. And so I kind of have to make it more fun for him during my workout. And my focus is not like mind muscle connection, all the things like this, that, and the other perfectly, but I'm getting it in. I'm getting in movement. It's improving my mood and making me a better person. we signed up for a gym daycare, and I hated it. I took him 2 times. The third time he cried, and I just left. I just said, we're not doing this anymore. Because the first time I bawled my eyes out. The second time he cried, and then the third time he like would not let me go, and I just said, I'm done. Like, this does not feel good to my soul. And it didn't really from the beginning, and I didn't love the way that the gym was set up for security reasons. And so I just opted out. And I love that I opted out, and I had to adjust, and it was hard, and it was frustrating until we figured it out. And now we're here, and we're working towards the better goals with 30-minute workouts, you know?
Anything is better than nothing, y'all.
Amen.
So do what you can with what you got. You know, if you know better, do better. And that holds true with your training. That holds true with your movement. That holds true with your dietary choices. Holds true with everything, you know?
People always did say too, oh, just wait till you get married. Oh, just wait till you have kids. Oh, just wait till your kid's running. Oh, just wait till your kid's a toddler. And it's like, I am now living these things, but trying to find an alternative way rather than just giving up and saying, I surrender. This is all I have to give. I know what's going to make me a better mom. I know what's going to make my body healthier for future children and things.
And you're going to be a better mom for Rigel and future kids if you're healthy.
Exactly.
And
that's exactly what I mean.
You can build health and improve your health with pretty minimal input, you know? Like a lot of people, what I hate is when people use their kids as a scapegoat, get out of jail free card, point the blame, finger wagging. Like, no, that's just not the way it
I
works.
will say, you know, sometimes there are hard days, and sometimes like give yourself a small goal, like 2 or 3 days a week. And then if you get 4 or 5 or 6, great, fantastic. That's awesome. But don't set yourself up for failure with saying, I'm going to work out 6 days a week and then only getting 3. Like right now, my goal is 3 or 4 days. If I get in 6, awesome. But that's my goal. And I try not to over guess what I'm going to do. But I feel like I'm doing a pretty decent job of proving the naysayers wrong. Because I just don't want to give up on myself.
That's what we do in life. We prove the naysayers wrong. The haters gonna hate, and we're gonna keep proving them wrong.
Is the whole fam coming to KetoCon? We're not sure yet. We have some moving pieces with animals and homesteading life that might cause me and Rigel to stay back. But if all of that goes well, then we'll all be there. Do what you can. Something is better than nothing, Jay Shane says. And then he said, I always say bite off as much as you can chew when your jaw is sore. I like that. It's easy to do a lot when things are fresh and exciting, LOL. Totally agree. That's pretty good.
Do we have
way of saying it.
We have a topic in the pipeline for next week or no?
We have some topics
We do.
to choose from. Did you want to pick one?
No, I'm just asking. This weekend is Metabolic Health Summit, so I'll be in Florida for the Metabolic Health Summit, which is where I'll be. But we'll be back for the live next week.
Yep, on Tuesday.
I am excited about doing these on Tuesday. I think this is going well. I'm excited to have a more structured approach to these lives. So we will most certainly host the topic in advance. But as always, if anybody has questions or ideas for specific themes and topics, by all means, let us know. Yeah.
Greg says, I like that, Jay Shane. But that's what he says. Jay Shane, the Keto Road.
The Keto Road.
Where is it in Florida? Clearwater.
You want down now? All right, ladies and gents, we are going to head home. I got to swing by the grocery store, pick up some grilling pellets for the Traeger and some chicken thighs for the crew. And then we're going to go home and cook up some dinner for all of us. So thank y'all so very much for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We love you bunches.
Hopefully this was helpful I don't know. I'm not a parenting expert, but I am a parent.
I do apologize that last week's winter weather chaos threw us for a loop on the
Yeah,
live,
so sorry.
but I'm glad we can make it up today.
New topic next week, and we're excited to see you guys again next week.
Yes, indeed. Ta-ta for now, y'all. Much love.
See ya.